In 2019, Harbor and Field was 2 people, a kitchen table, and 1 shoe. 1 shoe, not a pair. A left shoe in a size 9, because the wooden last Dylan Frost had borrowed was a size 9. Grace Bell did the arithmetic in a paper notebook because she liked the pace of it. 200 pairs was what they could pay for without asking anybody for money. 200 pairs is a number you can hold in your head. They rented a studio above a tile showroom. Good window, bad radiator, no furniture. The shipping desk was a folding table out of Dylan's garage. It cost nothing, which at the time was the budget. The shoes came on a Thursday in 14 cartons. They carried them up 2 flights themselves. Because the lift belonged to the tile showroom. 14 cartons is also, they learned that afternoon, the precise volume of a studio with no furniture in it. The website was finished except for 1 paragraph. There is always 1 paragraph. It sat under the size chart and it was blank. At 11 at night, 4 days before launch, they were still looking at it. The problem was plain. Nobody had heard of them. There were no reviews, because there were no customers. There was no shop to walk into and no counter to bring a shoe back to. They were asking strangers to spend real money on a photograph of a shoe. Grace said people do not need a promise that the shoe is good. They need a way to be wrong about it that costs them nothing. Dylan typed while she talked, which is how most things at Harbor and Field have been decided since. The paragraph came out in one go. Neither of them changed a word of it. Wear them for 30 days. If they are not right, send them back, and we will pay the postage. Then they checked the cost on the side of a carton with a marker pen. 200 pairs. Say 20 come back, which felt pessimistic. 20 lots of postage was a number they could look at without flinching. It was a real calculation, carefully done, and it was correct. The Field ones sold out in 9 days. 9 pairs came back. Grace taped the boxes shut herself on the folding table and wrote the refunds into the notebook by hand. The address on the returns card was the studio because there was no other address. And the person at that address was Grace. 9 pairs is not a returns policy. 9 pairs is a Tuesday afternoon. So it was never written down as a decision. Nobody had made one. They had filled in a blank paragraph. The paragraph then did what good paragraphs do. It got copied onto the card inside the box, into the app, into the advertising, where it worked considerably better than any photograph of the shoe. It is why people bought. It is also why people bought 2 sizes and sent 1 back. Both of those are the same sentence, working exactly as written. 200 pairs became 40 countries. The postage line stayed. Neither of them was in the room for the meetings where any of that was worked out, because by then there were meetings. 5 years on it is 14.2% of everything that leaves the building. It has its own lane in Building B and 2 people whose entire job is that lane. Frank Mullen can tell you what it costs. Frank has told several people what it costs. It has been looked at 4 times. Every rewrite is defensible. Every rewrite reads like a company that has stopped meaning it. So the sentence stays, word for word, as typed at 11 at night by a man who was not really looking at the screen. The folding table is still in service. It went up 2 flights in 2019 and it went to Building B when they moved. It is the returns desk. Dylan still tells people the company started on a kitchen table. He is right. It is the other table that runs the place.